2016 continued to take off. You're part of Jared Goff's pre-draft workout circuit at J. Sarah High School.
Yeah.
And you also opened up a training facility in Costa Mesa called EBS Performance with Marcus Epps. So tell me more about how you got started on those two different opportunities and what you've been doing lately.
So I am so 2000 actually the 2021 was actually the EBS performance. But 16 was when I worked with Jared. He was part of a combine group that I was working with. So I handled the receivers. Me and Jared just kind of built a relationship because I mean, obviously he's a quarterback. I'm working on receivers, so we kind of had to kind of gel together. I had a kid that really didn't have anything. His name was Chase Garbers. He didn't have anything, and I was like, hey, he had a couple at the time. By this point, as time went on, he started having like some little. I mentioned to Jared, hey man, this kid, can you look at him? I know he's a good quarterback. Maybe he could be. I think he's a Division I guy, Pac-12 guy. I think he's a Saturday quarterback for sure. Take a look at him. So he came out and threw a little bit to some of the guys. So him and Jared kind of gained a relationship or whatnot. And as the time went on, he started getting little offers here and there. I remember Boise State offered him first, and a couple came along, and then some Pac-12 started coming. And then him and Jared kind of got a good relationship. Cal ends up offering him. He sits on offer for a little while, then he eventually commits to Cal. But I just remember that whole thing they made this like it's kind of like a Jared Goff, Chase Garbers type thing. And then Chase was on TV talking about how I introduced him. But the reality, I didn't really know at the time. I didn't know Jared that well. I just had met him because he was in the combine group, and it was just me trying to help another kid that I knew could play that was being overlooked. And actually, ironically, Chase ends up going to Cal. He ends up starting for 4 years. He's the winningest quarterback in the history of Cal. When you think about all the quarterbacks they've had, Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, what was it, Kyle Bowler, what's the guy named Steve Burkowski? We're going to go back some years. On the thing about the quarterbacks they've had, Nate Longshore, they've had some good ones. But he ends up being the winningest quarterback at Cal, and he actually is on the Raiders roster now. He just finished up his. So again, things can happen. But so you fast forward, 16, I did some training, still working with some guys, trying to help guys, but I kind of got more in the recruiting side of things a little bit. And then in 2020, when COVID hit, Marcus hit me. I was like, hey, Creep, we all think about getting our own place. I'm like, well, Marcus, you got the money. He said, well, I'm willing to do something if you're willing to help, help. We want to run the place, and then we can so we found a spot. His agent found a spot for us. We moved in. We found a spot. The build out took forever. Marcus gave us his whole house, his left and right arm for this place, but it is beautiful. Mm-hmm. It is beautiful. Chris has been out here. Mm-hmm. Let me see if I can reverse the camera a little bit. Sauna at the gym right now as we speak. Doing this because it's so loud in there, and you can see there's a field out there, there's people out there working out. But yeah, I'm actually in the sun. And there's a cold tubs and stuff right there. But yeah, just he gave his right and left arm for this place. So, but it's beautiful, and I'm thankful. So I'm thankful to have an opportunity to do something.